It's hockey season once again. Hello, IceHogs fans, and welcome back to IceHog Warmup as we get you all ready to go for a brand new season of Rockford IceHogs hockey. How are you? It's good to see you. Did you have a good summer? Well, I know I did, and the IceHogs are anxious to get back to work here this evening as they kick off the 2022-2023 season with their season opening weekend up north, just north of the border in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Coming up on the program, we're going to hear from the coaching staff, your favorite players, and then get you live to Canada Life Center for the opening puck drop of this matinee affair, game number 1 of the 72-game marathon that is a brand new season. The IceHogs is 24th here in the state line community and 16th in the American Hockey League. Now, before we really dive into what's to come in the season ahead, the IceHogs have been preparing for this for quite some time. In fact, for many of these players, coaches, and front office staff, the season has really been getting going since the middle of September, and that's when you saw a prospect showcase in downtown Chicago, rookie camp, main training camp, NHL preseason, and now you get to the Rockford IceHogs training camp, and hockey season has officially begun. So everyone, including myself, chomping at the bit and getting ready to go for what is going to be a brand new year. Now, for you watching, you're going to see a lot of new names and faces come across the screen throughout the season, but also a good returning core for your Rockford IceHogs as they begin their trek going up against the Manitoba Moose here this afternoon. Now, for a lot of these new names and faces, too, for your Rockford IceHogs, the core group is intact. And these are guys that, if you remember a couple years ago, we're talking about a very young Rockford IceHogs team, very green. Well, now these guys are in their second and third years pro and anxious to get things going. And it all start out in Coralville, Iowa for a couple of preseason games against the Iowa Wild. The IceHogs would earn points in both of those games. And again, going all the way back to middle of September, many of these players have been playing a lot of hockey and have been training for this opening night contest for quite some time. And the biggest name for your Rockford IceHogs coming back to this season is none other than their leading rookie scorer in forward Lucas Reichel. 57 points, the greatest rookie IceHogs scorer of all time. Had an incredible breakout year just as a 19-year-old a season ago. Now he's in year number 2, looking to build off of that confidence. And of course, the Chicago Blackhawks drafting him in the first round a couple of summers ago. They want him to be the guy, the superstar for your IceHogs this year. Get the repetitions in that first run for your IceHogs here this evening. And then, of course, it's all going to be throughout the season as well. It's going to be exciting to see what this guy has to offer throughout the entire year. But then you also mix in a healthy batch of veterans, too. Adam Clendenning making his third stint in an IceHogs uniform. First time the Hogs have seen him since that incredible playoff run back in 2018. Dylan Secura, who was a one-time IceHogs Rookie of the Year scorer, much like Lucas Reichel, he comes back as well. So for a guy like Adam Clendenning, who has played a lot of hockey, especially in an IceHogs uniform, but just a lot of hockey in his career, brings that veteran leadership. Dylan Secura now entering his 5th year pro. Hard to believe we can say that, knowing that we saw him as a rookie and as a second-year pro not all that long ago. And you mix in the captain, Garrett Mitchell. So you talk about leadership, the pinnacle position with that C on his sweater, and to have Garrett Mitchell back in the fold for your Rockford IceHogs is going to be huge. Now, on the back end of everything, too, you also get goaltender Arvid Soderblom making his return to an IceHogs uniform, his second year in the organization. He played fantastic in the preseason games against the Iowa Wild. Also earned the lone win for the Chicago Blackhawks in the NHL preseason, a 4-2 victory against the Detroit Red Wings, compared to his rookie year last year, which stellar set the IceHogs all-time rookie goaltender wins mark a season ago. It already looks like he's taken another step forward in his development and looking to guide the IceHogs between the goalposts. And then you mix in guys like Michael Tepley, most improved player last season, Mike Hardman, gritty, hardworking forward too, and defenseman Isaac Phillips, who I got a good feeling with Isaac, we're going to be seeing his name pop up a lot in terms of opportunities to come with the Chicago Blackhawks and much, much more. And we'll certainly dive into it in tomorrow's broadcast as well as some of the newer faces for your Rockford IceHogs entering this season. So for the IceHogs kind of coming in now, you got that core group of guys, which, in talking with the coaching staff, led by Lucas Reichel and the veteran leadership group too, from that hard-working, gritty effort that we saw in the IceHogs a season ago during their playoff push and the victories over the Texas Stars, and then into that second-round series against the Chicago Wolves, to what they are to become this year. He expects a lot more firepower, a lot more offense, and a lot more speed for your Rockford IceHogs coming in starting today against the Manitoba Moose. So let's go ahead and dive into the 3 keys to the contest for your IceHogs as they square off against the Moose for the first time this season. First of 8 meetings between the two clubs, and they know each other very, very well over the seasons. And it's going to be another Central Division battle between the two clubs. In fact, their all-time record is at 500. The IceHogs have had the upper hand in recent seasons, but Manitoba knowing how to push back, we'll certainly look to do so in the series opener and contest. So with that, key number one for tonight's matchup as we dive in is going to be a new season, which means early energy. We talked about a lot of these IceHog players having so much angst and excitement going into a new season, especially having played in NHL preseason games, prospect showcases, and IceHogs preseason games. They're going to be chomping at the bit to get things going, and you can feel the energy. It's rather palpable around the IceHog locker room. But also with that too, you got to be able to manage the emotions. You get the jitters excited, you got that early energy too, but you don't want to draw the line and push maybe a little bit too far. We did see an IceHog preseason game where there were 70 combined penalty minutes and 49 went against the Rockford IceHogs. So talk about a little angsty group that's excited to play some hockey and get the season started. Well, the IceHogs certainly want to put their foot on the gas pedal, but they also got to know when to back off a little bit because, again, it's a long 72-game season for your IceHogs. Don't want to go running right out the door and try and make it a full sprint. But then also, key number three is to showcase some team chemistry. We talked a lot about the core group of this team, led by Lucas Rankel, Adam Clendenning, Dylan Secura, Garrett Mitchell, Isaac Phillips and the likes, that core group, Josiah Slavin coming on back, but also some new faces, a David Gust, who just joined the organization from the Chicago Wolves last season, Calder Cup championship pedigree. Brett Sini, he was with Toronto last year, fantastic season for him, and led the team in scoring. And then you got Luke Philp in the fold as well. He comes over from the Calgary Flames organization. He was with Stockton, which the Stockton Heat had their best season in franchise history a year ago. So a lot of high caliber prospects coming into the Chicago Blackhawks fold. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what's going to happen with them and to showcase some of that early team energy as the IceHogs and Manitoba Moose going toe-to-toe here this afternoon out at Canada Life Center. Well, when we come back to IceHogs warm-up, we're going to get you ready and get you ready to roll, really, as the puck drop is just a few moments away. We're going to hear from the coaching staff. We're also going to hear from your favorite players as well as the IceHogs welcome a brand new season. Happy hockey season, fans. It's the 2022-2023 campaign, and you're watching IceHogs warm-up.